Hello, AOS fans.
It's
Pete and Robin here. No board in front of us.
No.
And Pete may put.
Well, there might be. You can't see.
Pete might put up a picture of a kitten, or I don't know, or maybe some Shadespire stuff.
Yep.
We thought we'd have a quick head-to-head, and it's the first head-to-head we've done. And if you like it, then do say so. We'll do some more.
Because you could almost class this as a bit of a podcast.
Almost,
but not a podcast.
But I don't really know what a podcast is, so
No.
It's a vidcast, maybe.
It is.
Who knows? Anyway, ignore our incompetence.
We are trying.
We are trying. Pete and I wanted to sort of address, I suppose, something we've seen on the forums of late since the release of the new cards.
We're not going to stand for it anymore.
And that is the death of the objective deck. And I suppose, from my point of view, how absurd such cryings are.
The cards have just come out. Literally, most of the comments made are by people who have not played a single game with any of the new cards yet. And people are already saying, objectives decks, what's the point in them? And people did exactly this when they saw Earthquake. And there was already cries of, oh, Earthquake, got to ban it, it's going to kill off objectives, no one's going to play them anymore.
Exactly, and I think then immediately afterwards somebody went on to win the
Grand Clash.
With an objective deck. And I did hear that he didn't even have Earthquake in his deck. I don't know whether that's true, and it might not have been that Grand Clash, because there's been another one since. But I found all it does is just change the way you have to play, the way you think. We've had some games with Earthquake, and I think Earthquake actually had some great mind games to the game with like, well, once I've played my Earthquake, then my opponent has impunity to play Earthquake whenever he likes.
Or if you've not played Earthquake and your opponent thinks you might have it, and then you start placing your characters to make it look like you're gonna Earthquake them, and then you double bluff them.
Exactly, which I may have done to you.
Which you did do, you git. Yeah.
And so I feel like every card, okay, if you take it in isolation, every card is possibly there's
a game
number
breaker
of cards.
almost.
Yeah, exactly. Or not every card, but there are a number of cards that are game breakers. But you have to kind of consider it against an objective deck. Could have 6 keys in it, which is a total of 11 glory, and that's not with any of the objectives.
Yep.
So that's really powerful. So if it was really easy to get that, then everybody just play objective decks, and everybody would be moaning that the aggressive deck was bust.
Was broken, yeah.
So I just find that to comment when so few games have been played, and to certainly suggestions of scope creep, are slightly ridiculous, because Games Workshop would have, I assume, played all of these cards years ago, well, not years ago, but a year ago.
Well, we know that they
testing
work
it
on
out.
about an 18-month sort of backlog, or they plan 18 months or so in advance with all their releases. So it's not like they only just it's not like Duncan suddenly turned up 2 weeks ago and went, guys, I've got a great idea for a card.
I've got a bashed on her head.
Exactly. And I thought we could do one called Great Concussion. It just doesn't happen like that.
And they threw up in a bin.
There was like, Duncan's drunk again. But yeah, these cards are plotted out months in advance, and whilst there might be some small tweaks, the amount of time they've got to get them to the printers in time means that this stuff has been like it for possibly this year at least.
Exactly. I assume play tested from the beginning, the complete. Cause, I mean, they knew how many cards they were going to have.
Yeah.
And so I assume they knew what cards they were going to have.
You would have thought so.
Maybe they could have tweaked one or two, but they wouldn't just put a game breaker in. But actually, at the end of the day, even if they did put a game breaker in,
everyone can have it.
Everyone can have it, exactly. So you're kind of like, and there is no single way to play the game, and it is a living game in the sense that it evolves when new cards come out. And so, okay, now we've got the first full set is now out, and so now we can see that as a whole picture. But the game evolves, and that is what you're signing up for when you play. So it's really pointless to moan, oh, it's not fair, my deck's no good now. It's kind of like, well, you signed up for that. To be honest, if you play any of these sorts of games from any manufacturer, that's what you sign up for. They will keep producing stuff, and that stuff will mess up the way you've played, because that's kind of how the game works.
Certain things are worse as
all
well.
the companies want you to
buy the new thing.
Buy the new stuff. So that's kind of how it goes, and it's kind of tough.
But it's even less likely in this game, because they would have pretty much had nearly all of it done. Whereas like 40k, obviously there might be 40k armies or factions that they haven't really written fully yet.
Yeah.
Or for AOS, they're coming up with new stuff, and you're going to get a scope creep in the new stuff. But with this, the cards are like 99% of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Where the scope creep might come in is Warhammer Underworlds 2, Season 2. We've seen a couple of cards from that. And, of course, scope creep could come in then, because they do want you to buy the new cards, so they're likely to make the new cards better than the old cards. Otherwise, you're just going to sit with your old collection.
There is the question then of will they make Season 1 and 2 compatible with each other?
I can't believe they won't.
No,
but I reckon there will be some built-in obsolescence into the season 1 cards. But I don't know that. That's just my guess.
And there is every chance that they might do season 1 tournaments and season 2 tournaments and combined tournaments where they say you can either have, just Shadespire or just the next season, or you can combine the two.
Possibly. I personally feel that's too hard to manage and will alienate their Shadespire's growing fan base.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll go that way. If you disagree, do put in the comments, or if you have any inside information, do feel free to put in the comments. But I think that's pretty much what we wanted to say, isn't it? I don't think there's.
I think so. Yeah.
Anything else. I
think a lot of people making the comment as well are maybe coming from an offensive deck background who maybe don't play objective based a lot. And I read on some of the Facebook groups that in America they tend to play a lot more offensive.
Right,
and I think someone else said that in London the scene there seems to be a lot more offensive, but up north. In England seems to be more objectively based, so maybe there is.
Everybody says hello to each other.
It could be, yeah. Everyone's more friendly up north, so maybe there is a regional difference there. But I think that there are maybe people who. I think some of them are going to just be people who maybe have lost a lot of games with objective decks and feel that the stuff coming out has stacked it against them even further.
I do feel objective deck is marginally harder to play. It's less forgiving.
It's not as fun, I think. You don't roll as many dice. You don't get to chop as many people's
It's
heads
less
off.
forgiving, I think, if you get moved off the objective. Often there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas sometimes the dice don't come together for an objective deck, but you get to roll again next time.
And sometimes you get 4 dice to attack somebody with, and you roll all assists. So
Well, it does happen.
You get the same problem with defensive decks. But I think it's safe to say that we think that objectives decks.
They're not
far
dead.
From dead.
They're not dead. It's just that the game has changed slightly, and we will see how much when the meta, as the people say, settles down again. But I think that objective decks are here to stay. Like I say, you could get 11 points through keys. So even if you get moved off supremacy, you could still get 5 glory at the end of the game.
And I think there are 11 objectives in the deck that are just around standing on objectives.
Yeah,
11 of them, and that will get you well over 20 glory in those 11 objectives.
Yeah,
so
throughout the game.
Yeah, so that's nothing to be sniffed at, really.
No.
So anyway, let us know what you guys think. Do you think objectives decks are dead, or are you looking forward to creating a new Uber objective key deck?
Yeah, or are you just going to smash those people to get pieces with your Majora's
Shardgale
and Shardgale? Yeah. Well, anyway, we won't go. Pete and I have a tendency to ramble on, so we won't do that now. We'll try and stay focused. If you enjoyed this, then please do comment, and we will try and have a little head-to-head discussion at the end of each of our sessions. Although sometimes they're very late at night, so we might not get it all the time. But so if you do like it, then please do comment below, and if you don't like it, then please don't.
And it's worth just a little quick mention that to anybody who wants to support us on Patreon, once we get to one of our levels, we will start doing a monthly little sit and chat where we can have people, ask us questions, ask our opinions on things, get involved, take us out for dinner.
Yeah.
We'll organise stuff on YouTube so that people will be able to talk to us live effectively whilst we're doing all that kind of stuff, and try and get more of a sort of community going on that front. So if you feel like you want to see more and hear more and have us do more, then please check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a bit of a community and discussion going on with our patrons at the moment, which is really nice. And so do come along and support us. Even if you support us at the lowest level, you can still join in the fun there.
Yes.
So thanks for your support, either just watching or if you do pledge, then brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening, and do let us know what you think of our thoughts.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.